So on the days that I would win, I would come home just like the days when I would lose. And I would say like, where did I make mistakes? And I took that same attitude into my business where it's like, where is my weakness? Yeah. I think one of the advantages I have is, and I really learned this when I'm playing poker for a living. It's real easy after a successful day to think that's the end of the thought process. But I think the people who move forward and continue to move forward are those that are constantly self-assessing and saying like, where was my weakness? So on the days that I would win, I would come home just like the days when I would lose. And I would say like, where did I make mistakes? And I took that same attitude into my business where it's like, where is my weakness? Let's go after that. And, kind of applying some of the visionary towards that, but it's the stuff that I don't enjoy at all, but it's also necessary. It's not that, let's take a, like a professional boxer. He doesn't necessarily enjoy doing the sit-ups and the push-ups and like running up all the hills. He enjoys the final event. And that's kind of how I looked at it, where I was like, I've got to do the things I don't want to do. And, part of it is if you struggle to hold your team in accountability, then you're like shifting more towards the visionary. And that's something that has been tough for me, where it's like, it's that like daily monotonous actions that I struggle with, but I also know that they're necessary. So I've pushed through them, but it's certainly a weak spot for me. So going through this book, I'm going to be trying to like find a person, and they say you can bring someone in from within your agency, or you can try to find someone, from outside of your agency, depending on, what's available and what makes the most sense. But yeah, I think that, kind of picking up from where we were last week, where we're talking, like we need to constantly be educating ourselves on all of our weaknesses and take that self-awareness into account at all times. And like, you gotta like check the ego at the door if you're going to do this effectively, and say like, where am I weak? Where's my business struggling? What areas? Just zoom out. Like Damien was talking about this. We're always obsessed with going fast, but if we could just zoom out and really think about our business, analyze it, and say, where am I weak? Where am I struggling? How do I want this to end up? And what are the steps that are necessary to get there? And which ones am I missing? Which ones don't I have a plan for? Because if you don't have if you're just kind of like floating around, you're never going to get to the destination you want to get to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as the founder of Instagram, I heard he was saying his focus was his number one focus was always proving his own ideas wrong. So he would come up with an idea, and he would look at it like a scientist, where I think most of us, I know I'm guilty of this all the time. I come up with like this idea or this deal, like I might be doing a biz dev kind of a thing where I see an opportunity and I like put this like package together that I want to present to a business owner. And if I do it premature and I'm like really just justifying why the idea is right, often a lot of times I'm overlooking some really important elements as to like why the deal is maybe not right. And you can spend a lot of time, energy, and heartache like chasing down this path, where what the founder of Instagram was talking about is like he would really actively pursue like challenging his own ideas and trying to prove his own ideas wrong. And he figured if he like tried his hardest to prove his own idea wrong and he couldn't do it, then it was like by default the best idea, and then they would move forward with it, which I think is such a better way to go about business. Like when you're kind of like doing this introspection and trying to find your own flaws and really like create problems in your business. I mean, in account services. So when I left the agency I was at, managing a couple hundred clients, maybe 50 to 60 active clients every single month, you always had this kind of like tier system. And most of you with agency type business probably have this, where you have those kind of mainstay clients, you have your like top tier clients who like, man, if one of those left you, would be a big deal, right? And especially with those top tier clients, to always be asking yourself, like, why would they fire me? And you could be doing the best job in the world, but like you need to be answering that question before they do, because otherwise you're going to get fired. And there's like, again, you could be doing the best job in the world, but if you can constantly be looking for the like, hey, why would they fire me? Why is this idea the wrong idea? Not like in a negative, pessimistic way, but in a way to like grow and improve and make yourself better and have more impact with the businesses that you serve. You're going to win, they're going to win. And that's how you get like tremendous growth. Because otherwise I've seen it happen time and time and again where, you know, I might delegate an account to the team and they just kind of go into autopilot. Was just actually having a conversation with one of the team members just a few days ago, where it's like, hey, like we're treating this account the way we treat this, like the 80% of the accounts, but they're not. They're one of these like top tier clients. So we have to put in the extra effort and strategy and planning. Otherwise, we are going to lose them. And we're not anywhere close to like losing this account. But again, I'm always thinking that way.